Good morning, everybody. It doesn't matter if it's afternoon when we come off we're getting ready to go to do a concert. You see the whole orchestra outside, it'll be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, everybody goes, good morning. Because we never go to bed before 5 in the morning anyway. It's nice to see you all. Welcome.
Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for coming. We've got our exclusive partners, Sunday Times, the Daily Mirror, EFM, Swarnavahini, and the High Magazine. Thank you all for coming here. Great, tough 45 days for all of us, a lot of hard work, and the museum, Viscraft, AKG put together, I think, one of the best concert, I think the best concert that's ever going to happen in Sri Lanka for a long, long, long time. And right now we are at the official press con of that, and the man himself, Yanni, is here to talk to all of y'all and answer questions. So let's continue, guys.
That was very nice. Thank you. I hope I hold up to that. Does anybody want to ask me anything?
Yanni, great privilege to have you here in Sri Lanka. It's the first time here, I assume.
Yes.
Have you heard of Sri Lanka before? What have you heard?
Of course I've heard of Sri Lanka.
And
I have never been here. Actually, I have a little story. A couple of years ago, I was flying from one place going to another place, and I stopped at the airport in transit. And I met this man, we don't have to say his name anyway, who seemed to run the whole airport. And he was so excited about me being there that he so you must taste our tea. My mother makes it this way. I love his tea. It's great. Here, sit here, do this. They're so welcoming. It's with a smile on their face, and they took care of me. And he wouldn't leave the room until I promised I was going to come back here and do a concert. And I said, all right, I'm going to come back. I'll do a concert. So I saw him last night again. You see, this was my dream came true.
okay. So what do you think of Sri Lanka so far? You've been here for less than 24 hours, but
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love it. The people here are so welcoming, and what they did for me last night surprised me, touched my heart. Everybody is so welcoming and warm and expressive, and I feel the love. It's not like, oh, he's a star. It's more than that. It's like there's a connection, and I don't quite understand it yet because it's my first time here, but I can feel there's a connection beyond the, oh, he's Yanni, which I like. I mean, that's it, that's the meaning.
And you are through between hectic concert tour rather. How are you feeling? Are you tired, exhausted?
Right now, no. Yeah, I expect we've had amazing audiences and people around the world have accepted us. And the learning is so amazing. For example, you don't know what Sri Lanka is until you actually get in the city and you see the streets, and even the drive from the airport tells you a lot about what's going on in this country. You see how proud the people are about their country and their heritage, and they want to show you how great the city is. They want you to understand their culture. You can't read about it. You know, I can read about the tea, but you have to drink it. And it has to be made a certain way, different, you know, you have to be here.
How did you find India?
How did I find
India.
I love India. I've been there, many years. It took me a long, long time.
You just
to come back.
finished your concerts there.
Yeah. Before that, we did that amazing concert at Kross. That was really spectacular. And India, if you've been there, your life will change forever. India is a vast country with a lot of different heritages and cultures and time zones, and people living this way or that way. There's so much to learn. It's almost impossible to digest it all. But the Indian audiences have been phenomenal. I thought I was in Brazil or something. Brazilians will go crazy like that. But they were just as warm, and we enjoyed it very, very much. But now I'm here, and I want to enjoy this. I want to see what this is. I want to see what Sri Lanka they offer.
Talking about historic venues that you performed in, like the Taj Samudra, or the Taj Mahal, sorry. Have you, I mean, is there a reason behind performing at historical venues?
Reason. First of all, I'm asked many times after the Acropolis, and there's been most countries have asked me to come and perform at their monuments, so they prize jewels. They're very difficult to put together. It takes a couple of years in the planning. You have to meet with archaeological committees, ministry of cultures, mayors of cities. You have to convince them that you're capable of doing these concerts, that what you will present has to be appropriate for the monuments that you're performing. There's a lot to be gained when you're playing in front of the Parthenon or in front of the Taj Mahal, because the audience just being there already, you're in a trance, you're in a different place. It's magical. Before we even play a note, we are the musicians in the backstage, and just getting ready to walk on stage, and I'm looking in the back and I'm seeing the Taj all lit, or the Parthenon is all lit, and I'm ready to walk on stage, and I'm just at awe. I haven't played the note yet. So there's a magic to it, but it's extremely difficult to do. And I will do a few in the future. A lot of countries have asked me, and when the time comes, you know, the opportunity will show itself. And I think I'll end up doing it. I don't know where, how it's going to happen. Yes?
I just wanted to know, when one listens to the music in your different albums, there's a whole lot of storytelling that goes on in the music. And from one person who knows music and studied music, I just wanted to know, what is your motivation point? And when you are on that stage, because I've watched a number of your DVDs, and it has to, one just tries to understand what is it that motivates you at that point. To even go further to say, I mean, I come from a country where it's a very small country, and how your music has gone into even the smallest corners where you wouldn't even think a person in that place would even be knowing Yanni for anything else. So I want to know, what is it that motivates you? Because there's different elements, a touch of Africa, a touch of so many things. So I want to know, how do you come up with all of that?
It's an amazing question, and thank you for asking, and thank you for saying what you said. The motivation is life. It's the experience. It's the fact that I did come to Sri Lanka, and I will have a concert here, and I will have this experience. This will go in my heart, it'll go in my mind. And I will be exposed to, like last night, if I'm walking in the hotel, they did a ceremony that I've never seen before, and they had certain musical instrument going, and drums and drum beats, and all that is, you can't replace it. You have to be here to feel it, and see the energy and feel the energy, and that goes inside me. When I write music, you're right. There is a lot of storytelling about it, because I'm talking about my life without words, and I'm talking pure emotion, and that translates in every country because the message is not lost. A lot of times the message could be lost because if you're using only English and people don't speak English, and your poetry is in English, you know, and you're playing in Russia or in China, a lot of the message gets lost. Music is the universal language, very powerful. I can say when I was starting out as a kid, I didn't know if my music could go everywhere in the world like it has, or it would communicate. I didn't know if anybody would ever like it. I began from that point of view. And then it's so amazing to me that I come to Sri Lanka and it seems like everyone knows me. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's amazing. You don't know what happened on the airplane last night coming in on Sri Lankan Air. That was fun. Everybody.
I heard that you are using a different kind of way to express Chris, music, I mean the musical notation, especially for you. May I know about the kind of notation that you are using?
It is I came up with it when I was a kid, out of necessity, because I am a self-taught musician. I am very lucky. I have something that's called perfect pitch, which means anything I hear, I know exactly what it is. I know the notes, I know chords, I know everything. It's like a language. It's not just pitches. I don't hear low, high. I know it's exactly this note and this note and that note. That gives me the ability to, over the years, my musical memory increased because it was all here. It was never written down. Eventually, there was a necessity arose that I would keep few, it's called shorthand, okay? I write in shorthand, use few notations that would remind me of something I wrote. In case I forgot, which I don't forget. But I didn't know that when I was a kid growing up. So I would go and I would think of music, because I really don't have to play the piano to write music. I like sitting quietly, and music just comes to me, and I hear it all, and it's perfect, and everybody's in tune, and everybody's playing in the rhythm perfectly. The process of destruction begins when you try to bring it down to earth so other people can hear what you hear in your mind. And over the years, I've gotten better at not destroying that which I hear as much. Again, you asked me a short question, I gave a very long answer. The shorthand helped me. Nobody has it, but it's very accurate. And over the years, I got a little more complex and a little more complex and a little more complex. Nowadays, I don't have to use it so much because, again, my musical memory over 30 years of doing it 16 hours a day has improved, has increased. And I also trust that when I feel or hear something, that maybe I won't be able to recall it this minute, but half an hour later, I'll hear it again. It'll come right back, if it's worth it.
And you mostly use irregular rhythms for your compositions. Is there a particular reason for that? I mean, 7/5.
I use
Irregular rhythms.
irregular or regular? Irregular. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't think of them as irregular. I just get fun. The melody for me dictates the rhythm. I don't begin saying, oh, we'll use this rhythm, and then let me see if I can fit some music over it. That's manufacturing. The creative process for me is a frame of mind, and it's a place of surrender. And all of music that I'm going to write in the future is in the black. It doesn't exist. So I'm looking at black. There's nothing there, and all the music is up there and it's available. It's a matter of, can you get your mind and your soul and your psyche in the frame of mind to let it exist, to hear it and feel it. And judgment and creativity are opposites. You cannot be the music and also judge it. If you judge it, you go outside, you're looking at it, and you say, that's pretty. As soon as you do that, creative moment has ended. Now you don't know what the next note is on the song. What do I do next? How did I learn that? Nobody taught me. I did it because I did it wrong for years. Until I realized, don't judge. Just surrender. And it comes. And it's the whole thing. It's true. But it takes time. It takes a long time. Yes.
Are you part of the people who physically go out and pick the orchestra or rather the band that you work with? Because I've seen, you work with really, really renowned, the band and play the saxophone, the two ladies that I must say I love them to. Do you personally go and become the part of the selection team, or how does it happen? Does a person just knock on your door and bother you for years? Or
That's good. Been bothering for years, sure. It's very difficult to find great musicians, and I don't really hold auditions because it would be very problematic. Most of the musicians are references from other great musicians. So I had a flutist from Venezuela who I think is the best flutist in the world, Pedro Eustache. He recommended a violinist from Armenia. He says, if you think I am the best, this is God here. And you'll see him tonight, Sandal Yervinian, he plays the violin. And he is. So when he came into the band and I met him, he didn't speak English. But he had the ability that I have. He knows perfect pitch and we can talk music. So we communicated only with music. And it's beautiful. Now he speaks a little better English. I wish he would be here so we can laugh about it a little bit. It's beautiful to discover people that are that magical and their abilities. They're so developed. And because of the fabric of the orchestra that I'm using, they come from all over the world. It gives me abilities to do things that very few people can do. And there's magic that happens because they teach each other. It goes beyond what I can teach them. And I'm their coach. I'm the final decision maker if somebody's going to be in the band. However, I'm looking not only for a great musician, I'm looking for a great human being. And we're a family. And every one of the musicians on that stage, and you will see them, and I hope you agree with me, they're very spectacular. I mean, especially some of them are the best. And every one of them. To put that kind of a team together and not have ego problems, jealousy problems, all that, that's not easy to do. It takes adults. They have to be adults. And they have to help each other, which they do. And get along and love one another, and they do. And that shows. It shows in the music, and it shows in the sound, and it shows on their faces. I hope I hold up in everything I said tonight.
I know that Hussein Jeffrey played with you for some time, Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So how do you find him? I mean,
He's amazing. We played for a few years together. He's just one of the best bass players I've ever played with. He's very melodic. The least amount of problems of fixing was I was working on an album, live album we did it in Vegas. And usually I go and look at the music that we played, and if there's problems, sometimes I touch it up a little bit, and make sure, okay, this is the wrong note, let's fix it a little. We make it a little better. I was saying, I found one or two notes in the whole concert that I thought, maybe he's a little ahead of the beat or a little behind. He's magic. He was magic to work with. Very melodic too. He's a very special man. So I knew about Sri Lanka from back then. His whole family, everybody came over.
Can you tell us about your collaboration with public broadcasting services?
Or PBS?
Yes,
in
PBS.
America?
Yeah.
We're like that. It was the most important concert, I think, that began my career was the Acropolis. And back then it was very difficult for my music to be heard, especially in the United States, because the music, the rhythms are different. Very difficult to explain to an audience what my music would be like. Radio wouldn't play me, television wouldn't play me, so not a lot of people knew me until the video at the Acropolis came, and then PBS started playing it. And I think they overplayed it. They played it for years. Playing every time you turn on the TV, here I was again. And it started my career. And ever since then, any video that I make goes all over the world, but it also, PBS gets first choice usually.
Any other questions? Yanni, one of the interests of every single person that walked in, ever since they found out Yanni was coming, we had a launch of tickets that we wanted to launch at 4 p.m. in the morning, and the first guy that came at 8 a.m. to hold his place in the queue. And so we tend to have a little chat with every one of them, and some of them are very interested to know about what you have to say to the Sri Lankan people. So I thought maybe I'll request you, if you can say a small couple of lines to every single fan of yours and every single Sri Lankan students of music. What would your message to them be?
I think I'm gonna reserve that for tonight, for the concert, when I'm gonna be talking to them.
Okay.
And I will be, and I'm gonna. There's a message. It's not just about music. What we do. There's a message that comes with it that I don't really I want to surprise people. I want to take them on a journey that is not predictable. But it's a good journey. It makes you feel good. I hope to uplift people. I want them, when they leave the concert on the way home, to feel great. To have the power, to have been rejuvenated. It's a lot to ask for somebody to do, but that's what I'm trying to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If that's all, just as a token of appreciation, we've got something. We've got a great pencil artist with us. He's in the room currently, and we've got a small gift for you.
That's not small, that's big.
We want you to have a look at it. And then show it to him. I'd like you to have a look at it first. Do the opposite. Just put it up.
This is great. Yeah, I know. It's beautiful. Wow. Thank you. That's awesome.
That's a pencil sketch made by one of the great pencil artists in Sri Lanka.
Awesome. As long as I'm smiling.
We'll have it sent to you. And we've got great, different caliber of talent in Sri Lanka. People who write books. So there are people that write books of celebrities, renowned figures around the world, and that's a book that was made by them and addressed to Yanni and asked not to open. It's only for Yanni. And that book is published and it's got a bit of your story in it.
Oh, really?
That's what I was told.
Great. Okay, thank you. That's good. I'll touch it. Great. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody's so well behaved. You're so nice. I like it. And by the way, I didn't say it earlier, but when I leave, this is just the beginning. We'll be coming back many times. Probably always. Since we come to this part of the world, we always come to Sri Lanka. I can feel that this island is beautiful. I can feel the beauty of the people. And I think this is going to be an ongoing adventure. And I'm going to learn more and more about the culture as I'm staying. Anyway, that's all I want to tell you. There's more. We can talk all. It's great. I'm so happy to be here. That's all. Very, very happy.
Thank you very much. Thank you.